Welcome to GCCars. My name is Eric and I'm wearing plaid, and you know that means today is a truck day. We got the 2022 Nissan Frontier Pro-4X all new generation, and in a segment that's kind of been neglected by a lot of manufacturers until very recently, like kind of all the entries in the midsize segment are quite a few years old, and you notice that. So Nissan is kind of the first one to kick off this wave of new generations of midsize trucks, with more coming in the next couple of years. So let's see if kind of this early start gives Nissan the lead in the segment, or if the Colorado and the Canyon that we've already had kind of still prevail. As always, we take a look at the interior, then we get exterior, interior. We're going to drive it, and of course we're going to sum it all up in the final thoughts. Let's start off with the exterior. And the Pro-4X here, I think it looks sharp. I love the looks. First of all, the color is called Tactical Green, which is kind of cheesy, but I love it. I love it, honestly. And it looks so good. I've asked on Instagram, I always ask on Instagram, right, how you like it, because if you want to follow me on Instagram, every week I pick up a car and then do a Q&A on the car. So if you have any questions about the cars, you can literally ask me, and I will answer them with photos and videos. So yeah, follow me on Instagram. Anyhow, a lot of you liked how this looks. Like, people love how this looks. People look at this truck, really well designed. It looks so sharp. First of all, I love how these tools, like, it looks, especially in this green and the Pro-4X with all the black and the red or it's kind of orange actually, accents. It looks kind of like a military vehicle, and I love this because the headlights is kind of cut out here. It's basically like you put armor plating. It looks like you put armor plating on the truck and it just kind of protects it like a helmet. It looks awesome. I love how this looks. Best looking midsize truck. Period. Wheels and tires, of course, Pro-4X specific, more off-road tires, and we got off-road tires and wheels. They look pretty good, I think. Side profile, there isn't too much to say except for like the little kink on the window, like I said. It's a mid-size pickup, so what else is there to say? We do have some stickers for the Pro-4X though, which look nice. And lastly, the rear, we got like a nice little edge or like a crease in there, which kind of breaks up the whole mass of the tailgate, and we have Frontier stamped below it. Looks good. Honestly, really like how this looks, but the front end is by far my favorite part. It just looks so menacing. Love it. Let's take a look at the interior though, because that's probably where they made the biggest improvement compared to the previous generation. Okay, it's starting to rain out here, so let's talk about the interior of the Frontier. First of all, heated seats and heated steering wheel, because I have to sit with the door open for the camera, and it's like 5 degrees outside, so it's kind of cold. Anyhow, turn all that on. Of course, the interior, with this being the newest midsize truck in the segment, this is where you expect the Frontier to shine and outshine the competition, and that's exactly what is happening. The Frontier's cabin is really nice. We have good materials pretty much throughout. It's nice and soft. Of course, still a lot of touch points are harder plastics, but that's just because it's easier to clean, right? You have a lot of your controls are very, let's say, simple, as in kind of old school, like these buttons that I criticize in other Nissans because they're just not appropriate for most vehicles out here. But I'm okay with it in a truck, because if you use it with, like, you know, maybe you're doing something that leaves your hands dirty, you have gloves on, it's just nice to be able to press them easily. No touch screens, nothing like that. I mean, of course, we do have a touchscreen, our infotainment system here, which I must say the screen is actually really good. Very nice colors, very nice contrast. I really like the screen. The system behind it, unfortunately, isn't as fast as I would like it to be, but it's still decently usable. I don't have an issue with usability. It's just, you know, some systems out there are a little faster, have a little more features, but this has all the basics covered, and you have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto wired, so you can navigate yourself or use your Spotify on there. No problem whatsoever. Like I said, usability is really good. We got USB-C, we got regular USB up here for connectivity, we have wireless charging pad, we have more connectivity here, we have cigarette lighter there and there. So this is honestly, this is a really good cabin, and like that. And the seats, so these zero gravity seats are often very praised. Like they get a lot of praise from other journalists, and they're okay. I guess they're not made for my body type. They're okay. They're not bad or anything. But I'm just like, I'm not like sitting in them and I was like, wow, they're good. But that's kind of it. They're average, I would say. Maybe it's better for most people, but not for me. And interestingly, a lumbar support is right here. It's like this little thing, which is like the first time I've seen it up here. But no, It's pretty good. Of course, it's still the steering wheel. Like in the Pathfinder and the Armada, I just find it convoluted. The button layout doesn't really make any sense. And it looks kind of weird having like the plastic on shiny plastic, and it just, I don't know. Not the greatest in that case, but the gauges are really nice and clear. They look good. This is a good interior. No, I'm very happy with it, and it beats out a lot of the competition. But let's just snap cut, or snap cut. What do you call it? I don't know. Snap cut. Yeah, let's snap cut to the back. That that hurt. I have a cut on my finger. Ow! I shouldn't have done this. Let's go back to let's go in the back row. Okay, after that painful cut, we're now here in the back of the Frontier. And first of all, materials are pretty much the same as up front. Soft spots on the touch points, but more plastic, which is easy to clean everywhere else, pretty much. The seats are, in of itself, pretty comfy, but the position isn't ideal because you see my knees are pretty high, right? So I'm sitting like this. My knees are very high. Even if I go further front, it's just kind of, there's a very sharp angle. Is it a sharp angle? You get what I mean. I'm sitting very, very upright, and that's because I'm pretty much sitting right against the end of the cab. So like, it would be nice if this would be a little like this, floor tiny bit lower if possible. So this isn't the most comfy second row. The Canyon, definitely in Canyon, Colorado, definitely are a little more comfy in that regard, but I could still ride in here for quite a long time. So it wouldn't really be too much of an issue. It's just if you maybe like every day or like a couple times a week you would plan on sitting adults back here, then that might become a factor. But other than that, if you just occasionally have someone in the back, no problem. Want connectivity, we of course have also USB-C, USB, and an outlet right here. Storage behind both seats. Entry and exit is pretty easy thanks to our grab panels up there. We can see our sunroof, and of course if we need more cup holders than we have on the side, we have them right here. Very last feature here, we have a little window we can open manually and close manually if we want to reach something through, or just like to have a little bit more airflow. But let's briefly talk about the bed. So the bed has 47.2 cubic feet of space. That's actually about 6 cubic feet more than the Canyon and the Colorado. So that's a pretty good bed here for a mid-size pickup. And at the same time, you have like plenty of mounting spots for everything you may need. You have enough rail systems in there. So it's pretty usable. And this crew cab Pro-4X has a maximum payload capacity of 1,230 pounds in the back. And yeah, that's all that concerning the back at the bed. Let's go driving. Okay, now on the road here in the 2022 Frontier, and as always we start off with the launch. So let's put into 4 high, turn off traction control. Let's see how quickly it's able to accelerate because it really started raining now, but we'll try it. Let's come to a stop, and then we'll brake torque, 2500. 40, 50, 60, 70. Yeah, honestly, not bad. We had got a naturally aspirated 3.8 liter V6 producing 310 horsepower and 281 pound-feet of torque. Switch back to 2-wheel drive. Made it to a 9-speed. No, that was the diff lock. That's not what I meant. There you go. Made it to a 9-speed automatic. According to Car and Driver, this Pro-4X Frontier is able to accelerate to 60 miles an hour, 100 kilometers an hour. Oh, by the way, this was all kilometers an hour, just so you know. I'm in Canada. According to Car and Driver, 60 miles an hour in 7.3 seconds to 100 kilometers. 7.3 seconds, you get what I mean. Not super fast, but that's not why you buy a truck. And you saw, like, from the line, like if you brake torque it, it has plenty of power. And we can try once more how quickly the transmission reacts. So we're at 50, we do the usual test, 50 kilometers an hour. Just gonna floor it. Double downshifts takes a second or two, but once it's in the gear that it wants to, it's got it, and then it can go. And we also, of course, can shift ourselves. So we're in 6th right now. I can just downshift, downshift, downshift. Although I have to be honest, there's quite the delay on the manual shifting, so it's really more for towing. Of course, it's not for sporty driving. But TLDR, plenty of power. You really don't need more, and the power delivery itself is pretty good. I like the transmission shifts nice and smoothly. The transmission is pretty much always in the right gear. So I was happy with the drivetrain. I didn't notice anything bad or anything wrong with it. And unlike the Pathfinder from a couple of weeks ago, which had the 3.5 liter V6, that one, I had the issue with that one that it just kind of was always hesitant. It didn't give me the power I wanted to, but like I said, that wasn't, I'm pretty sure that wasn't the engine, that was actually the calibration of the transmission. This one drives just like I wanted to drive. Quick bonus clip interruption. We're gonna launch this two-wheel drive, traction control off, because it's so wet, I won't destroy the tires doing it, and it's gonna be fun. But before that, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell if you like the video, because we upload reviews every single week. Friday, 11 a.m. normally. So if you like cars and trucks, make sure to subscribe to not miss a video. Okay. Third gear wheel spin, and we did a quick donut, a quick burn on there. That wasn't intended. Sorry, Nissan. I'll pay for the tires. No worries, it was wet. Shouldn't have done anything. All right, let's go back to the video. So that's pretty good. While we're talking about driving, of course, let's talk about the towing capacity, because that's always important when you buy a truck. And this Pro-4X can tow 6,260 pounds, which is quite a bit short of the Canyon 84 we've had. So if you're really looking for capability, the Canyon might have you covered a little better with more payload in the bed and more towing capacity. But there's more things to consider here. So first of all, let's continue on. Oh, by the way, we don't have full-time all-wheel drive, so we don't have like an auto mode too. So we don't have an auto mode where it selects between two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, depending on the situation. We can only have two-wheel drive, or using a center differential, we go into four-wheel drive. Now we have 50% power front, 50% power in the back, and then of course we still have four low. I'm a city kid. I drive in two-wheel drive all the time because fuel economy is better, and like I didn't need it yet. We'll see how bad the snow gets, but like where I'm driving, I always get by with two-wheel drive just fine. But speaking of where I'm driving, I did take this off-road. Well, it took the SV off-road, so not this one because this is more capable, but the waiting time was like 30 minutes shorter for the for the SV, so I took that one, and I took it off-road at Drive Fest. And that was a mild off-roading course. So it had some nice dips in there, but like a Rogue was able to do it, and a Tucson, so I wasn't like pushing it at all. But still, it was nice to drive it a little and nice and maneuverable. This one probably slots in between the Canyon 84 and the Colorado ZR2 in terms of capability. ZR2, of course, is a lot more capable, but unlike the 84, this one actually has some off-road capabilities. We got the Bilstein dampers on here, which do a pretty good job. We have, we also have, of course, our skid plates, which protect the underbody, especially up front, and we have pretty good departure and approach angles, so you can off-road in this one. Just I didn't get to do it myself really extensively. We might be able to do that sometime in the future though. But I talked about the Bilstein dampers. I got these transitions down today. Holy wow! I keep picking words that I just said in transition with them and segue with them. Anyhow, let's talk about ride quality. And of course, it's to an extent, it's truckish still, and that isn't necessarily a bad thing, but we're driving over really terrible roads right here, and it's super comfy. There aren't really many vibrations coming through, like the shocks and the body pretty much absorb most of the vibrations, and if they get through to the cabin, they're really only in the base of my seat. My backrest is pretty solid all the time. Only my butt gets a little shaken around. My butt shakes. There you go. I know that's an image all of you wanted in your head, but no, I'm very happy with how it rides. Honestly, it rides really well. It's very comfy to drive, and that's just throughout. Like I said, drivetrain and suspension and ride quality and also noise levels and all that. It is very comfy. It's not loud in here. It's a very nice truck to drive. And if we add to that the fact that this one, thanks to being so new, has like plenty of systems, plenty of safety systems. So we have blind spot monitoring, we have automatic emergency braking, we have adaptive cruise control, we have lane departure warning. We don't have lane keep assist. That is because this is actually hydraulic steering. This is not electronic steering. and well, a car can't take over if there's no electronic control to it. It can't take over the hydraulic steering. So that's why we have lane departure warning. But honestly, that's fine. If it like, I wouldn't be interested in a basic lane keep assist anyway. I don't like those systems. So this is good the way it is, but adaptive cruise control, automatic emergency braking are really nice systems to have that I don't want to miss when driving a truck. And the Canyon, for example, just didn't have those because it was quite a bit older. Just a quick few facts I can throw at you here. First of all, the Fender audio system we have in this Pro-4X is pretty good. It's not like amazing, but it's pretty good. I was happy with it, and the audio was certainly enjoyable. It's very clear audio speed, like human speak and voices are are transmitted very clearly. You don't have an issue hearing lyrics or anything. But like I said, it's not the most immersive experience I've ever had, but I don't expect that for this price point. And just one critique I do have is so we have all these screens, right? We can look at all these things in our display and next to our gauges and like our driving trip odometer, fuel economy. By the way, fuel economy in the 340 kilometers I drove it, 14 liters 100 kilometers, but that includes idling for many hours. So it's a little higher consumption than some other trucks, midsize trucks, but it's not too bad. That's mixed highway and city, by the way. But so we have all these screens, right, and all these pages, which is nice. But where's my indicator where I am, like which page I am? Normally you have like dots or anything, which kind of signal you, oh, okay, so you are, had to go there, which signal you, okay, you're on like page 3 out of 8 or something. But there's not a single one here, so you kind of just like, you're scrolling, it's like, okay, when do I get to my speedometer? Please, give me my speedometer! You know, it's just like, it's a tiny convenience thing. Nothing too major, but it's just like I don't know, I feel like that was an oversight and somebody forgot to put it in. Quick update, next year it will be fine. It's not a game breaker or anything. Once you know the truck, once you drive it all the time, you know pretty much where you're at all the time. It's just like teeny tiny little thing. Anyhow, yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about while driving. Talking is apparently quite the challenge again for me today. That's all I wanted to talk about while driving. There we go. So why don't we just sum it all up in the final thoughts? Okay, final thoughts on the 2022 Nissan Frontier Pro-4X. So after spending a week with it, I really like it. I really like it. And no, it's good. It looks great. I think the interior is class leading. Straight up, the interior is the best you can get. And driving wise, it's very nice. If you compare it to the ZR2, of course the ZR2 is more capable, but that's not really the comparison I want to do here because this is not meant to compete with that. It's more bit of a competition to like the Canyon 84 we've had, right? Kind of the Canyon Colorado, widely regarded as one of the best midsize trucks out there. And there's two ways you can go here. So there's two hypothetical people. Person A really buys the midsize truck to have capability. They haul a lot, they tow a lot, they need as much capability as possible. And if that's you, you'll be better off with the Canyon at the 84 in that case, or in Colorado, because they can tow more, they can haul more than this Frontier Pro-4X. But if you're somebody who buys the truck maybe because you just like trucks, you want to have something that you can occasionally haul or tow with, or maybe you do it often, but you don't do as much, you don't haul as heavier things, or you don't tow as heavier things, and you more so want to have it as your regular daily driver, well then, this Frontier, in my opinion, beats out all the other midsize trucks out there. Because the interior is, of course it's not the most amazing interior out there, but for a midsize truck, it's really good. And really the big factor which make me rank this one above the Canyon and above the Colorado are the assists, the safety features. Lane departure warning, adaptive cruise control, automatic emergency braking, blind spot monitoring. Those are systems that not only make driving easier, but also give you kind of a sense of security and give you like the safety net. And when I would buy a car, I want to have those things, or truck, sorry. I would want to have those things. And the Frontier has them, the Canyon Colorado don't have them. Combine that with driving pretty much being just as good, if not better than the Frontier. Decent capability, a nice interior, and amazing looks. Look how it looks like this. No, Frontier is awesome. I love it. I love it. I'd pick this. If I had to pick a midsize truck, go this one. This one's cool. Anyhow, no, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it. Of course, if you're interested in midsize trucks, we reviewed the Canyon 84 and the Colorado ZR2. I'll link those videos somewhere up in the top right hand corner for you. And other than that, like I said, if you liked the video, please make sure to subscribe and hit the bell and leave a thumbs up. You cannot leave a dislike anymore. Well, you can still, but I can't see it because apparently that would hurt my feelings, I guess, if others could see dislikes. Don't know how that works, but feel free to dislike if you don't like the video, but make sure to tell me why. And other than that, subscribe and hit the bell. We upload videos every single week, and we also have POV drives where we drive this Frontier in every single car I have in like different scenarios, so you can get more insight about how it is. Anyhow, thank you so much for watching. Hope you liked it, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Thank you and goodbye.